Hello and welcome to yourlocalnote.com. We got another vidcast. We got our friends from 3630 in the studio tonight. Can't wait to talk to them. They've got a new EP out. It's called Instant Gratification. We're going to feature a couple songs off of that and talk to them about that and some of the other projects, because they always have interesting projects going on. So can't wait to talk to them, and we'll do that in just a couple minutes. Real quickly, we're streaming 24/7. We've got the free apps. All you have to do is go to the respective stores, type in YLN, and download it for free. All that and more. Anything that's going on in the Philadelphia area as far as the music scene is concerned, you can find it here on yourlocalnote.com. Okay, kicking things off with the song I Wrote You a Book from 3630 and their new EP, Instant Gratification, on yourlocalnote.com.
With love, it ended in heartbreak. It starred you. Your background was riveting, but my character was weak. I lacked depth. I was clumsy and meek. People fell for you with the turn of every page. They shed tears for you, regardless of their age. Fantasized of your arms and how you'd hold them tight. Really thought you might. Was a secondary character, insignificant and small, overshadowed by the heroine who seemed to have it all. The climax was thrilling, but the plot a little thin. Unpredictable promise that the lonely girl could win. People fell for you with the turn of every page. They shed tears for you, regardless of their age. They fantasized of your arms and how you'd hold them tight. They really thought you might. Every story has an ending. Some never really even begin. Everyone is always running to catch their breath again. Perhaps I'll write a sequel. It seems a thing to do. But next time in the ending, I'll have you. People fell for you with the turn of every page. They shed tears for you, regardless of their age. They fantasized of your arms and how you'd hold them tight. They really thought you might. They really thought you might. Really thought you might. People fell for you. Of course they fell for you. But wouldn't they fall for you?
And the song is called I Wrote You a Book. The band is 3630, and it's off their new EP, Instant Gratification. Guys, welcome back to yourlocalnote.com.
Hello.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you. It's good to see you guys. It's been a while.
Has been.
Why don't you real quickly just introduce yourselves so people, if they're just viewing for the first time and don't know you guys. Oh, that's just perfect. Just
There you go. They said waited.
nice.
We don't need an introduction. That's
No, we
it.
don't. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Nothing.
There you go.
Nothing but the best here. Okay, we're top notch.
Master Duck.
Signs falling down. But just quickly introduce yourselves.
I'm David, drummer, play the drums.
Jim, guitar player.
I'm Kim, the lead singer.
And I'm Jürgen, the bass player.
Jürgen.
Okay,
very good. All right then. Let's talk about the first song. I wrote you a book. Who wrote that, and what is that about?
No! I wrote the lyrics. I can't take credit for the music on anything, but the lyrics, I am perpetually an 18-year-old, and I've been reading a lot of young adult books.
Okay.
And that's my young adult book Like,
So it's sort of
Salute.
what you've been reading, and you've taken that all in.
take it all in.
And then you put, is this a story that's we listen to?
The lyrics refer to like a love interest, male lead, male main character,
Mm-hmm.
and a girl who isn't supposed to win the male main character
Mm-hmm.
because she's shy and she's
I want to
meek.
fix this. Don't mind me. I'm a drummer and carpenter.
There we go. Just yeah. We'll do that. Yep.
The male lead is nothing like David.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry, David.
There we go. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So you said the lyrics are basically what you take care of. Where does
Well, just for this song, Jim and I usually share the lyrics.
okay?
Yeah, Jim wrote
Yeah.
the music.
Oh, Jim
But
does the
then Jürgen
music.
and I had this idea of giving it a little New Orleans-y kind of rhythm to it. Which, we kind of a different rhythm than
Okay.
we normally do.
Is that what you guys basically do? Is you and Jim will come up with the idea, the basic idea for the song, and then bring it to the rest of the band and say, okay, now let's start developing it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly how it works.
Do the ideas change a lot once you start working with the other members of the band, or does the idea basically stay the same and they just enhance it?
I think it depends. I think it depends
But
on
sometimes.
right that we don't want every song to sound the same,
Uh-huh.
and that's probably the most important thing. And then we also feel like a family, so we want everybody to be able to stir the pot. And
I think bands can appreciate it, especially the local bands like us that come on here. The, for lack of a better word, tension that comes when someone writes the song and then brings
Right.
it to the band, and we all have different ideas on how, this should sound this way. The person who wrote it is like, well, that's not what I had in mind when I wrote it. So we kind of work with, we have our issues.
But
like every other band.
you've been together now for
We
a
have,
couple of
yeah.
years, so
Yeah.
there's a
It gets easier.
obviously a chemistry, a trust to that. But it's still, it is, you're right, David. It is always a challenge to get your idea across without stepping on anybody's toes.
Definitely, good way. That's
Is that a good way of putting it?
Uh-huh.
I could have just said, without pissing anybody off.
There you go.
So, but I try to, carry on that way. So with the writing, Kim, do you find yourself starting most of the songs, or will Jim come to you and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?"
it's Jim. I think Jim writes more.
Okay.
But I think he throws me a bone. So, because he knows I'll get excited more if it's my idea. like any woman, I suppose.
There you go.
So he'll be like, "Hey, do you got any lyrics?" Yeah, and then I'm more likely to participate.
So do you then write lyrics separately and then listen to some of the music he's put together and say, "Okay, I think I know. I got some lyrics that will go with that better than this."
Or
Pretty much
yeah. Or he'll say, "Hey, this is the mood I'm looking for. Do you have anything?" And
Right. Isn't it mainly dark with him? I'm
Dark?
I'm just
Dark?
kidding. Just
Well-
He remembers. He
And-
remembers the last time.
Did you say brooding? Did you? No. I think.
No, I'm just giving him
Yeah,
a hard time.
yeah.
I know sometimes he thinks he writes his song sometimes tends to go to the dark side. So I just wanted to give him a hard time about that.
Sometimes.
Do you find yourselves? You mentioned how you don't want to have the song sound the same. This is your third EP. How difficult is it now that you're working with the same band members for a couple of years? Because you all have your same style, and there are times it's just a natural human, I guess it's natural human nature to have crutches. DJs sometimes say the same words, have the same catchphrases, and things like that. Do musicians sometimes fall into the same riffs, the same ideas?
yes.
Yeah.
So how do you break out of that then?
Well, first of all, we all have different musical backgrounds, so
Okay.
that helps a lot. David used to play a lot of jazz. I come from the blues jazz corner, so we bring different ways of playing a riff. You can still have the same riff, but you
Okay.
play it differently. So, and we have a huge bag of tricks we can
Okay.
take stuff out. So, like the song we just heard, where this is the beginning. This is kind of very different from other songs, and simply because we heard the riff, we liked it, but we figured, it's almost like you said, almost the same. What can we do? And so we just throw different things out, and eventually we come up with the right with the right part.
And as the more you do this, it must be a little more difficult because you don't want to get into to change something up on the song just to change it, because that may not help it.
Absolutely.
I mean, if it's a good song and you like it, even though it may sound similar to other stuff you've done, let's face it, bands have styles.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
and I think, and we've all talked about this, you can purposely want to change it as much as you want. Invariably, it's going to sound like the band. And it always comes back to that.
Right.
I don't care how much we change something or try to, it's always our sound.
And
Really.
I
So-
think it's really amazing how different just one instrument can make a whole entire song sound.
Okay. Just a suggestion, let's use this instrument instead of this and see how that works.
Like, so on my original demo, the lead guitar part you heard on that song has not changed from the original demo.
Oh, okay.
But the end product still sounds very different just by changing the drums and bass.
Okay.
But the first take of vocals and guitar weren't touched.
Right.
Although oddly, the very last thing we added was the rhythm guitar. That wasn't originally there.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, what if you guys think if I add a strummy thing? And
A strummy thing, is that a
Strumming thing is
technical
always
term?
good, yeah.
technically,
It's
Strumming
the,
thing always
it's the
works.
kumbaya, it's the
okay.
kumbaya style.
Oh, okay.
When in doubt, strum.
Okay. So let's get into this. We're going to play the second song off the EP, and then I want to get into the recording of the EP, because Jim, you do most of the recording yourself.
Yes.
And you've done this. This is the third time.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get into that when we get back. The second song off the EP that we're playing, it's Instant Gratification is the name of the EP. The song is called On and On. You're hanging with 3630 on yourlocalnote.com.
Obsessed with all the wrong things, going round in circles is boring. To the start, to the end, to the start again.
That's Jim, Kim, David, and Jurgen, and they are 3630. The song is called On and On from their new EP, Instant Gratification, which is not out yet. Is that correct? The EP?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Let's give a plug. When is it going to be out?
We have an official party, album release party, coming up January 10th.
Okay.
January 10th.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
But you have it now.
We
you
have it now.
already have it.
Yes.
You're the first.
Okay. Is it a 4-song EP?
4
It
songs.
is.
Okay. Very good. On and On, real quickly. What is that song about?
It's not my turn anymore.
Oh.
I did the last one.
Who wrote the song?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim.
It's about public education.
Okay. Public education. On and On. Is there a message in there? I mean, is
Give him
there?
the full name. Give him the.
I mean, you're a teacher. Is
I
this,
was
is
just
this,
debating
how in depth
Don't go that in depth.
did you write this after a bad day at school?
No, actually, I think it was written during summer vacation. No.
Okay.
It's education kind of goes in cycles.
Right.
Like they're always trying new things, and it works its way back around to what you were doing before. Let's go back to what we were doing before.
Okay.
And there's kind of a gentle jab at people making policy for education that probably shouldn't be making policy for education
Because they have
don't
no
experience in
business being involved in education.
Yes.
Yeah, we're quite familiar with those.
But
We
as a
are.
public school teacher, I'd rather keep.
Yes.
Understand.
Neutral.
Leave it to me to make the nasty comments.
Thank you.
My sister's a teacher, so she tells me all the horror stories. Being in a class with a kid speaking 5 different languages. My favorite was when she called me up. She says, "Yeah, 33% of my class, the kids have one or both their parents in jail at the moment." So good stuff.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, some good stuff. She has some good stories for me. So I totally get it. Understand. I've listened to her rant, so I know exactly what you guys are going through, and it makes it tough. And I feel bad for you guys. Okay, so very cool though. The song sounds great. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk about the video for this song because it's tied into a contest. Is that correct?
Correct.
So the contest is called "Get Out of the Garage" contest.
Correct.
David, are you the man who's going to give us all the info on this?
I can just explain. I think it's this is something that's been done over the past few years. I don't know how many years. Do you know? But
I think this is the third.
I think Guitar Center and a couple other entities.
Guitar
as
Center
well.
and Converse, maybe.
And basically what it is send in a video, and collectively they are looked at by whoever wants to look at them.
Okay.
The ones that get the most watches are then, like 10 of them are paired off, and then judges will judge those 10, and
Okay.
you can get prizes.
When-
The top prize being, recording and all that kind of
When
thing.
does the contest start?
The contest started about a month ago.
Oh,
And it
okay.
ends in about a week.
Oh, okay. Wish I'd known more. We would have pushed it more on our
Yeah.
site. We'll do
Well,
that.
it's not too late to go
No,
on
it's
and
not.
watch.
Just go and
We
watch
will.
the video, and then
Go and watch the video. We'll
Yeah.
do that.
Do we have 5 on?
We have 5 videos on. We put a couple of the old ones on, and we shot 2 new videos just for it. Well,
So-
not just for it.
So where do you go to see your video, and so they can register the proper click or whatever the
If
term
they
is?
go to you Google search "Get Out of the Garage" and then browse, type in 3630, and
36.
it'll come right up.
Okay, then we can check it out. Get Out of the Garage, and then type in 3630. All right, very cool.
Yeah.
And some great prizes there if you guys win.
Jimmy Kimmel live.
Nice. Very nice. Good luck with that.
And we kind of threw these videos together fairly quickly, and I have to say, I'm not just they look pretty good. I mean, for something that happened so quickly.
David sounds surprised. Are you guys
He's
surprised?
our-
We were all surprised, I think, a little bit.
Well, I was impressed with their flexibility. I said, guys, I have kind of a crazy idea of something I want to do for
Yeah.
a video, and I was expecting to go, no, I don't want to do that, and they hopped right on board. We got the camera set up on a rotating stand, so the camera was rotating 360 degrees, and there's only 4 of us,
Right.
so we were running around. So when we're off camera, we're running to the next position to be on camera when it goes around.
A nice workout.
Changing
Changing clothes, changing instruments.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty. It's fun.
Okay.
cute.
So it's
Very good. All right, check that out. Go to Get Out of the Garage, type that in there, Google that, and then type in 3630 and watch the video and support these guys. They do a great job, and always love having them in the studio. All right, Jim, let's now talk to you. We're going to focus on you, and I know you love when we focus on you. Let's talk about recording this EP.
Okay.
This is the third one you've recorded.
Yes.
Did you do anything different from the first two times, or I mean, it's always a learning experience, right?
We follow a pretty set process. Usually, I come up with the ideas and I record them in. I have a studio in our house. They come by, I play them the tracks, we take them apart, we rebuild them, and each song's an adventure.
Yeah, we destroy everything he plays. And every time we meet, we start over. No, it's exactly that way.
I think just like every band that's ever recorded, and even especially when you record yourself, we get it to the point where we said, that's it, it's great, we're done.
Right.
And then a day will go by, we listen to it again, it's just like, oh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
No.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
You never are
You're
done.
never happy.
Yeah,
That's the
never
problem.
happy.
You're never happy. I mean, I've done this. Being on the radio, you do the same thing. You tape yourself so you can listen back and go. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten off the air doing whatever kind of show I was doing, and I'd be like, hey, that was pretty good. I start listening to him. By the time I'm home, I'm going, I got to get another job and another career. I suck. What's wrong with me?
It's true.
You know, it's just,
Now you sound like Jim.
it's just, I guess it's just the way we are in this type of field. In order to succeed, you got to drive yourself, and you always got to say, okay, what can I do better? There's got to be something
See,
wrong
but Jim's really good with this, though. Jim's, and you'll admit it, Jim's take is, when it's done, it's done. You never go back and revisit
For
it.
him.
It's over.
For him?
For him.
I look at it as a snapshot because a song is a creation of what you were feeling at that time. So there's things you can go back to change. So when we play it live and go, oh well, we should have done it this or that way, and we always have that option. That's one of the great things about being a band, playing our songs live.
Right.
But the recording is a snapshot of what that was that moment at the time.
So
now
that-
is there something glaring
Yeah,
wrong?
but
you gotta fix it.
Jurgen and I always look at it like, oh, that could have been done better. Let's do a little better. Yeah, we're bad.
Just occasionally, saying that in front of Jim walking by.
Yeah.
we could have just have a conversation just so he can hear it, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Let's
have
record
we could
the
have done
drums
that.
again.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I've done that quite a few.
But so you're at the point, Jim, where once it's done and you feel it's where it's at, you can walk away and say, "I'm good with this."
I am.
Okay, that's
Yeah, he's good.
It's human.
It's human.
It's human.
It's human. What does that mean?
The song, the song is human. That it can't be 100% perfect.
Oh, I see what you mean.
got
Yeah,
it.
you're
You know?
right.
Well,
Well, he already
really can't be.
see, he already put so much work in it already
That's true.
before
More
we
than
come
we
in.
do.
Before they even heard
So
the
y-
song, I usually have
Hours.
anywhere from
Oh, yeah.
10 to 20 hours invested.
Really?
And layers of guitar.
In just one song.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow. And you guys still rip it apart.
Yes.
Not taking his
Gleefully.
feelings into consideration.
Gleefully rip it apart. Love it.
Dead on there too.
Yeah, it is.
That's why we're still together.
I was going to say.
Hard to
geez.
believe, right?
So as far as recording, then, Jim, you now have things set the way you like them, and you're going to continue for the next EP. You'll do the same thing.
We actually have the songs picked out for the next EP already.
Alrighty, well that's good.
Yeah, right.
No, that's good. You got to do that. I mean, it's a crazy time in the industry, and we talk to people all the time about this, as far as making albums versus making EPs or just putting singles out.
Right.
Right.
There's no. We're going to find out what works after it works.
Right.
And I think now's the time to experiment. I think due to cost, although for you guys, you have the advantage of recording it yourself, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just hours that you have to worry about. But for most bands who have to go, rent studio time, why do 10 songs for an album when 4 to 6 are probably going to be forgotten? Because you've released a couple singles. You're not releasing all 10 singles.
It's true.
And
You know.
people want like a flow, a continuous
Right.
flow. They don't want
Right.
to wait for a year for another album. or
No.
so. Unless you are the Rolling Stones or someone like that.
Yeah, but even
Even that, yeah.
no one's buying CDs anymore.
Right.
Right.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So interesting how you guys have stuck with EPs, and I think that's a better way to go. That's just my personal opinion. Because I just think the album is, at this point in time, unless you come up with some creative story that follows from first song to last
Yeah,
song.
like a concept.
Yeah.
We did that for the first
For
one
very first one we did that.
before these guys came around.
Yeah, that was.
But we never even
Years
really
ago.
that was an extremely limited release.
Oh.
I think we pressed 50.
Mom, Dad.
Yeah, that was it. That's like,
Okay.
yeah, maybe we want to actually do something more with this.
Okay. Is that something you would think about in the future if you felt you had a storyline?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it, like you said, it depends on popularity. If you have enough people listening to your stuff that you can afford to do that. you know?
Okay.
But I really think you hit it the nail on the head. If you don't have a continuous stream going,
You're forgotten about.
Yeah, people just lose interest.
People's attention span is just
Yep.
awful now.
Yeah.
It's terrible. All right, let's go to song number 3, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about where else people can see you and where they can find your music and all that good stuff. The song is called Discouraged. It's off the EP Instant Gratification. The band is 3630, and you're with yourlocalnote.com.
Words spilling out, tying you up in knots. Sometimes they're just on in the frocks. Alienated, detached, labeled odd. Tell me, how big is your God? You've been angry for so long, forced to stay strong. You've been hurt, so you cry. On your own, you survive. You have an empty shell of a past. Not sure how long you will last. Twisted, stripped, ready to cry. Turn your eyes up to the sky. You've been angry for so long, forced to stay strong. You've been hurt, so you cry. On your own, you survive. You've been angry for so long, forced to stay strong. You've been hurt, so you cry. On your own, you survive. Trapped in your own head, overthinking again, missing the moments. Will you ever let it go? Just what are you waiting for? Make your own way, break down the door. Scared, confused, feeling alone. Running away from what you have known. You've been angry for so long, forced to stay strong. You've been hurt, so you cry. On your own, you survive. You've been angry for so long, forced to stay strong. You've been hurt, so you cry. On your own, you survive.
That is 3630. Their new EP is Instant Gratification. The song is called Discouraged, and you're hanging with us on yourlocalnote.com. All right, who wrote this song and what is it about?
Jim.
Aha.
Yeah, I wrote it. It was inspired when I was in college. A professor had a sign on his door, and one of the lines that really resonated with me, it said something about you're not defeated unless the problem you face is bigger than the God you serve. How big is your God? And that's actually paraphrased in the song. So the song's roughly about, believe it or not, keeping faith and seeing your
Not
way
getting
through in
discouraged.
times, not getting discouraged, because it's actually a question mark on the end. Discouraged.
Okay.
Discouraged. So it's about not losing faith and pushing your way through.
Okay. And this is something that, so the professor inspired you, and you put this together, and the band didn't, so you didn't get discouraged when the band started ripping it apart.
This one,
They didn't mess with this one.
no, this one was pretty secure.
Which
So you
is
heard it
strange because this one sounds so much different than the other songs.
That's because of the
that we
drums.
have.
And,
Yeah, and this one lives and dies with David.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's
No pressure,
so
right?
drum driven. Like half the song is just David and Kim.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very nice.
I like it that way.
Yeah.
Jurgen and I don't play when she's singing for the verses.
Right.
So she just sings over top of drums.
So did you do this on purpose, just so you could take a break during a?
No. I did it because it goes back to trying to do things different. We didn't have any songs that were like that.
Do you drive yourself crazy sometimes trying to do different things with your songs?
I do.
Okay. And Kim, do you have to sometimes just walk them off the cliff, walk them away from the cliff, and say,
No. I'm always, I guess, I'll be like, no, we can do it another time. I think I'm a perfectionist. Well, we're all perfectionists.
Yeah,
every single one of
unfortunately.
us. And that's bad. But
It's bad and good.
No, it's. I got this quote from Vince Lombardi. You have to strive for perfection because on the way to striving for perfection, you'll reach greatness.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
good.
good to me.
Vince Lombardi.
I'll buy
I
that
didn't
one.
do that. That's Vince Lombardi.
Lombardi.
I wish I could say that was mine, but
Now go out there and win.
yeah.
Yeah.
The videos that you guys, so you had On and On. You said you have 2 videos now.
The other one was for I Wrote You a Book.
Okay. And what's the idea behind that? Any camera tricks that you had? Or?
We just wanted a full band video. The idea was actually to have a video of just us playing that we could just show. Here's 3630 and
Uh-huh.
here's what we're playing. Because it really is just pretty much a fixed shot of all of us. There's a couple edits here and there, but for the
black
most
and
part-
white.
Yeah,
It's,
you know.
it's a good look. It's cute.
Okay. You wanted
But
you wanted it simple.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was very classic, simple, and done.
All right. Very good.
Trying to move away from overproduction to more of a.
Underproduction.
Yeah. Notice how we don't say anything when she says cute. She said it about 5 times now. But the guys know they're like cute. Yeah, okay. We turn our heads. We're
I've
like, yeah,
said
it's
it
cute.
5 times already.
Well, you know, when
No.
you say cute, guys are like, oh, yeah, okay.
You already said it 3 times now.
I've said it more than you.
The I guess then the next thing I want to talk about is where you guys are going to be playing.
Yes.
You have something coming up next week, right?
Is it next week already?
Is it
Is
13th? Was
Yeah,
it the
the
13th?
13th of December. The
Okay, see, that's
Trocadero.
stuck in my head.
Yeah, you're right.
I read your emails, Jim.
Yeah. Somebody
I don't read
does.
mine.
It's
I
good.
just read mine. I read everyone else's now. So you're at the Trocadero.
Yeah,
What's
no,
going on there?
I think there's, 7
7 bands.
Yeah.
We're
We're the first one.
starting the night off.
Okay.
6:20 at 6:20 p.m.
Early.
Is
Yeah.
when we go on.
How do you get a gig like that? You just constantly calling them and sending them stuff? How does that work for you?
Well, that's how do you get any gig?
It's just the same thing.
Yeah, it's just who you know, and sometimes there's someone who knows
Luck.
someone, and luck, or someone contacts and says, "Hey, we have an open spot. Are you interested?" That
Okay.
kind of stuff. Gigs are. We are a little bit baffled about how to get constant gigs at good venues.
It's got to be a challenge too because you guys all have full-time jobs
Correct,
too, so
correct.
you get restricted sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. The more restriction is just getting the gig, though.
Okay.
And for some reason, we see, bands are gigging all the time, but getting the gig that you want is
Yeah.
really what I mean is tough.
It takes a little work. All right, so you got the 13th, and then your album release party. We want to plug that again.
Yes.
January 10th. But that's going to be in Warrington at Club Casa, which is affiliated with Casablanca, a Moroccan restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It's really awesome. It's a great venue. Huge and gorgeous and it's
Nice,
fabulous.
nice.
They
Parking,
actually let us use their
everything.
facility to record the On and On video.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Great people.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, good.
Plug. Know how that works. I thought I also heard you guys mentioning something else with Puck.
Oh yeah, Puck in Doylestown,
May
2nd.
Okay.
Right. We're
I was surprised how far out they book.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know, hey, finally we got a gig at Puck. We always wanted to, and it's in
Right.
May.
It's in May.
Which we're not. You know, hey, we're going to do it. It's great, but in May.
All right.
So it's a little while to wait before that one.
Okay. Where can people find your music?
You can find it on iTunes. They can find it on our website. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook.
Website 30-630.com. And then Facebook is same
3630 Band.
thing. And Twitter's 3630.
I think it's just Twitter 3630.
Yeah. And it's the words 3630.
Right.
Numbers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't get the numbers.
Yeah.
They were already
Someone,
taken.
someone took
Were they
it.
really?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. It's
Okay. Well, very cool. All right. Very good, guys. Really appreciate you hanging out with us again.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to see you, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck with your album release party in
Thank you.
January.
You should come.
What date is that again?
It's a
January
Saturday.
10th.
It's a Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to
We'll
see.
send you an invite and you can.
Okay,
Come
send-
to Troc. That might be closer to you.
Yeah, no. I live in Bucks County, so
Oh, okay.
no
Hey.
problem. Either way is fine. So it's not the location; it's my schedule.
It's the time.
So that's what I have to work that out with. But I'd love to see you guys, and I'd love to check out the new the album release party. I'll see. I've got enough notice, so I'll work on that for you. All right, great. We're gonna go with the last song, "That Kind of Girl," and what is that about, and who wrote it?
It's about me.
It's about me.
It's about me.
And you
He
wrote it?
wrote it.
Oh, Jim wrote it.
Yeah.
All right, Jim.
So listen to those lyrics very intently.
Okay, were you angry with her? Were
No,
you
it's not
happy
even-
with her?
no.
Were you- nothing.
No,
Kim, do you get concerned if he says I'm writing a song about you, knowing the direction of
see,
some
that's
of
the
his
thing.
songs?
He won't say, "I'm writing a song about you." He'll write a song and then he'll watch and see, is she gonna know this is about her?
yeah, I don't usually mention what my songs are about, even to these guys.
Do you ever try to interpret his songs, or are you at a point where it's like,
Oh,
just give me
yeah.
the lyrics and I'll just belt it out?
No, I
No.
do try to interpret his
Oh,
songs.
you
Yeah, I
really?
think it's a window to his soul. So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, he wrote this. Who's it about? What's it about? Do I need to know what it's about? Do I care what it's about?
Do you,
No, I'm just
do,
kidding.
do you question him then? Do you start peppering him
Well,
with questions?
That Kind of Girl has lyrics like, she's not the kind of girl who will text all day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect her to call you.
So you started
And
figuring out it was
I'm
about
like,
you.
okay, he wants me to text more. I get it. Okay, so in the middle of the day, I love you, baby. I love you. The kissy emoticons or whatever they are.
So you were thinking, okay, he's sending a message to me on this one.
I got the hint.
Jim, was she
Wink,
right about the
wink.
message?
No. It wasn't a request for her to do anything more or less. It was merely just because different people have different ways of showing how they feel.
Right.
And you have to be tuned into that's really what the song's about. So you have to be tuned into what to look for.
It's so important to learn. It took me a while to learn. My wife, when she wants to tell me things, she'll tell it on her own time. But I'm like the type of person, if I see she's upset about something, I start with the questions. And that aggravates her even more.
Cross-examination.
So, yeah, I just do that because I'm concerned. It's not because I'm nosy. I'm concerned because I see her upset. But I've learned over the years, it's taken a while, a few smacks to the back of the head, or some things being thrown at. I finally learned that when she wants to tell me, she'll tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll know something's coming because I can tell by her mood. But I don't ask her anymore. I just know within a day or two she'll sit me down and say, "Okay, I need to talk to you about something." Okay, that's fine. Let's hear it. So very cool. Very good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming. It was really great talking with you guys again.
Thanks for having
Thanks for having us.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.
Love what
Anytime. And you say you got a new EP already in the works.
you do.
Yes.
Another one.
A new one, yeah,
Another new one.
When it's done, you're coming back
Of
here.
course.
All right, excellent. All right, we're going to wrap things up with the song "That Kind of Girl" from the EP Instant Gratification, and the band is 3630. Real quickly, just want to remind you we'll have another brand new vidcast starting on Monday, as we always do. And don't forget that we do the update. Mike and I do update. We try to do it Wednesday or Thursday, let you know what's going on in the Philly music scene. Again, with yourlocalnote.com. If it's going on in the Philly music scene, you'll find it on yourlocalnote.com. All right, once again, That Kind of Girl, 3630 from the EP Instant Gratification. This is yourlocalnote.com.
I practiced for hours all of the things I wanted to say, but when the moment came, my words got in the way. You're so beautiful on the outside and on the in. I wish I felt I deserved you. appear to be distant and aloof. Meaningless gestures don't show the truth. The very thought of you takes my breath away.